Tom is a newly graduated computer engineer. Previously, he worked in an Agile team as a software developer. Tom is an undaunted entrepreneur who decides to start his own software company. He hires 2 software developers and 1 UX designer. Tom gets his first contract, and he can now begin his first development project. Tom wants his team to be successful. Can he simply apply what he learned from his previous job in an Agile organization? Tom remembers that when he first started coding, everyone was chatting about a book called the Agile Manifesto. However, he never took the time to study it. Let's see if we can all learn something new together, Tom begins to wonder. The Agile Manifesto was read by the entire team. The team realizes right away that they would try their best to release working versions of the mobile app and participate by reacting to changes despite the explicit contract with their initial customer. The staff will go above and beyond to ensure that the customer is happy with the product he receives because he is the company's first client. They understand that to achieve their goals, they need to collaborate and interact closely. And Tom makes sure that 1. They can pick the tools that make them the most effective as a team, 2. Development roles can be switched to immediate expertise, and 3. They should tackle challenges together as soon as possible. Even though Tom is running the business, he is not the most experienced developer, so he will rely on the rest of the team for success. After 2 weeks, the team develops a basic working version of the requested app with a great user interface. Maintaining his role as a business champion, Tom worked every day with the team to develop the first app version. Tom wants to send the app to the customer. However, the team members with a more technical background have some initial doubts and worries. Some buttons in the app might not even respond despite looking nice. Tom delivers the app by email. Any feedback we receive now is invaluable in avoiding future unwanted changes, Tom says to the team. In the meeting, the team shares information on functionalities and graphical interfaces with the customer. Tom keeps silent, awaiting the customer's impressions. The customer starts talking about the functionalities developed so far and how he desires many updates. His initial expectations had changed after trying the first version. The customer understood that this was an earlier version, so did not mind the buttons not working, but he was looking forward to the updates he had just suggested. The customer and team members left the meeting with a smile and excitement. After the meeting with the customer, many features already developed had to be updated. Tom stated that we identified the customer mindset earlier to lift the team's spirit. In addition, Tom said, we were also able to discern the team's strengths and roles in the initial iteration, and so we can all improve. They discussed the upcoming update and the challenges they'll face. The customer had requested many functional changes. The 2 developers wrote generic, easy-to-read code to make future changes easier. The team agreed to refactor as much code as possible before each update. Despite the positive feedback she has received so far, the UX designer expects the good work to continue. As Tom concluded the meeting, he asked what he could do to help the team succeed. Also, if any doubts arose during the project, he promised to keep in touch with the customer. As a result of Tom's nagging of the customer when the team had doubts, the customer received a new update with all his requests. The team felt that the project was progressing well. The customer also felt the app was going to be ready after one more round of updates. Developers were pleased with their architecture and planned to deliver updated functions ahead of schedule. But 1 week after, Tom received a call from the customer about 2 additional features. According to the customer, this is imperative for the app's success. To prevent panic, Tom did not inform the team immediately. He checked the functionalities, and due to their alignment with what was already being developed, Tom told the customer they would fit the functionalities into the next update. A meeting invitation was sent to the customer along with an app update. During the meeting, the customer complimented the functionalities, but stressed that the interface needed to be updated as well. Additionally, the customer requested the interface update to be within budget. Tom felt trapped now that he had to fill his business shoes. If the team says no, the customer will be dissatisfied and the team will receive poor feedback. He understood that if he said yes, some of his earnings would be lost. Tom decides to say yes and spend more time updating the app to meet the customer's expectations. The customer and team discussed the updates. According to the developers, changing interfaces would not significantly affect functionality due to their continuous refactoring. Additionally, the designer was committed to customer satisfaction. The updated interface was delivered to the customer after 2 weeks. The customer was very happy, and in order not to exploit Tom and the team's goodwill, the customer drafted a contract for maintenance and future development for a second project. After completing the project, the team was still unsure whether they were an agile team, despite delivering and maintaining good relationships with the customer and upholding his satisfaction. After all, Tom didn't copy or reuse many of the tools and processes he had learned at his previous company. As a new business owner, he gave others a lot of freedom to make important decisions. As part of the project development, the customer was also very involved and had the opportunity to change his mind so much with very little documentation. After reading more on the Agile manifesto, the team realized 12 principles lay the basis for his company's Agile approach. They were delighted to discover that agility came so naturally to them by upholding all the 12 principles in their very first project. Tom promised to run his business based on these values and principles.